So, you guys don't necessarily have to start in the same town or together, but it'd be neat to know like where you guys have been and what you've been doing the past few months.
I don't remember what I told you. He'd been like doing like penance at the temple, like in isolation, and then at that point he had set out, like on a pilgrimage to go.
Were there heroic deeds or anything like that?
Yeah, that's kind of the idea, that he would go, redeem himself for his failing, like his in the loss of his companions.
Okay.
And that would be, whatever, just basically doing the deeds of his god, but I mean,
helping others, and all that sort of thing.
Slaying monsters, like whatever.
So oddly enough, one evening when you were done with that, somehow, in your pack of gear, you had found this in one of the pouches.
Okay.
And so now, what have you been up to?
I was hunting down someone for bounty.
Oh yeah, okay. Because you were doing the bounty hunter thing. All right. So, probably was a dangerous person that you took down. And you also, at one point, not knowing that you had been watched, but it appears that you must have been, you found that in your gear. So you guys can pop that open whenever you want.
Is that enough stuff?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And this basically leads you on this journey. Towards the east is a place called ADnD, and above it is a keep, Roslof Keep. So that's where this person's invited you. So whether you guys meet up on the trail or not, or whether you somehow knew each other, that's up to you guys. I don't know if you were in the same woods as he, maybe was by a temple or something like that, or however you guys, or you can just meet on the road.
I don't trust people.
So then probably on the way there, while you were riding or going through the woods, you saw this strange looking man making his way down the, what was the Triber Trail. So are you keeping your distance from him, or is there a point where you kind of like join him on the road, or?
He'd probably keep his distance too for now. Knowing that there's still strength in numbers, but like his redemption needs to be met on his own terms, not with anybody's help. So.
All right. So
I think that we could know that each other are both there, but not
or even know that we're on the same. We have the same destination or whatever.
It's true.
You need that? Is that part of it?
Oh,
I don't know if
no,
was
it's just a
decided.
bookmark.
That's a bookmark.
Okay, so you travel on the road.
But we camp separately, and we just you know what I mean?
So it's taken about.
I didn't roll my money. Does it matter?
Not at this point. We can
Okay.
go back to
I
it.
have no idea. I thought it did it automatically, but I don't have any money.
So after about 2 days travel, finally evening's falling, and you're seeing distant shapes. As you travel down this road, you start seeing this mass that looks like a town. And off towards the south, you kind of, as night's falling, everything's getting silhouetted with shadow and whatever, and you see this giant windmill slowly turning with torn cloth off the blades, and this town. And you get to the entrance of ADnD, and there's two gentlemen on the side of the road by a barrel who are smoking pipe and are enjoying their cups. And this fellow says, "Hello, welcome." And the bearded guy, "Shut your mouth, let people be." And they start kind of bickering back and forth as you guys near them. So this is the entrance, and you can see the city beyond, but the sun is starting to go down.
Oh, I see. Okay. Do I see what is obviously Roslof Keep, or like
I would say
keep above the town?
You do, as you look, you see that the cobble road goes straight through,
Okay.
and there's like splintering little alleyways and roads that go off, and there's buildings all along both sides. And the plateau that the keep's on is kind of raised in the distance, so you do see these walls
Okay.
and the shape of the keep.
And it's like evening now, or like late afternoon.
Enough where in the distance you're just starting to see shapes instead of being able to like see the windmill. You just see the silhouette of the windmill. It's getting dark.
I'll look at the more reasonable, what I assume to be the more reasonable of the two, the one who like silenced his friend, and I'll say how treacherous is the road to Roslof Keep from here.
Oh, they're both drunk. He says, not treacherous at all. We have plenty drink and merriment. Not to say that there isn't any bandits or scoundrels like any other town, but we try to, well, at least I try to keep to myself. My partner here, he gets a few cups in and he starts blathering, and he's all, no, I don't blather at all. And there's puffs of smoke coming out of his mouth. But he assures you, he goes, it's, there's mostly farm land surrounding this place. And as long as you, try not to get into the areas that are dark, like any town. If there's a shifty-looking individual, you don't want to interact with them. But the law keeps things in check most of the time.
Okay. Seems a nice enough place.
It is.
I think I'll just continue on to the keep then.
Good luck with that. Are you planning on joining the companies?
I don't know of any companies. What are you speaking of?
Oh, Roslof Keep is full of the banner companies. They're a bit like famous folk around here, like bards and stuff, but not singing or anything. They're heroes, things like that. There's how many are there? And Bill Button, who is
Billy Button?
this guy, Bill Button.
Yeah, okay.
He says there's 7 banners, but only 6 companies. Yep, 6, but 7 banners. And Jack Taylor, the more reasonable drunk, shut your pie hole. So there's 6.
So there's a banner in need of a company then?
Well, one of the houses has 2. One of the house has 2, which I believe is House Briand. Now, one of them has kind of fallen out of the limelight. Been years. How long would you say it's been? It's been probably 25 years since that banner's had a company. I think that house is getting ready to fall. That's what I think. And they just kind of sit there. And are you with them too? Riding with them, or you're kind of...
I'm hearing this, but I'm...
Yeah. So he says, but good luck to you. Just watch out. Just watch out for... what the hell are those guys called? They're the beasts, the laughing beasts.
Bandits?
Abominations.
Oh.
In the keep. They're led by Yellow Eye.
In the keep?
In the keep.
They're still allowed to dwell there?
They're one of the banner companies.
Oh, I see.
Yep. And Bill Button starts kind of dozing off a little bit. Taylor sits there with this look on his face like this. Yeah. With that look, that very look right there.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they're enjoying their libations. Alright. Then I want to try and see if I can see what path I need to take to go to the keep.
Okay.
Rather than stay in town.
So, the main cobble road heads straight through town.
Okay.
And there's, the windmills over here, there's wheat fields. And then you have two sides of this cobble road that are full of buildings. And now it's getting dark enough where even the town is bigger than you thought it was. And the distant places where people live and all that stuff, you're just seeing the mass of it, but you're like, man, this town is bigger. You're noticing this too. You're not comfortable in towns, but you're like, this looks like a dense forest, but of sharp edges, like of buildings and stuff. And you're just starting to see in the windows candlelight, lanterns and stuff start to light up. And so as you're making your way, are you making your way through the town too? It's still kind of active. You hear laughing and merriment. People going about some kind of business. It stinks of farm, sweat, and shit. And you don't notice any children, though. So their parents have taught them well to fear the dark and what lurks there.
Right.
But there's all these tiny little alleyways that kind of split off from the main road in between buildings and stuff. And, so you continue on.
Stick to the center of the road.
And you're following too. So at this point, you're probably noticing that this person who's kind of kept you company in a way for a couple days is still keeping pace with you.
Right.
And you eventually come to the keep, and there is this huge moat around it, and sort of like a drawbridge or something. It looks like it's a retractable, goes up and down, leading up, because there is some elevation. And you see figures walking along the walls, and torchlight is starting to light up, and there are two guards at the far end of this bridge. And, as you finally make it across, this guy holds his hand up to halt you.
They're like ground level?
Ground level,
Okay.
yeah. There's like a double gate on the other side of the bridge.
Oh, okay.
And there's two of them standing there. So there's this one, and then there's sort of a mousy looking guy here. And this one, halt! State your business.
I'll pull the missive out of my cloak
Okay.
so that he can see the seal, the broken seal on it. And I say, I've been invited.
I'll need to see that. He kind of looks at both of you. Or how far away are you? Are you on there too, or?
I'm a little bit behind, like 20 paces behind.
Well, he's kind of like, well, come forward. I'm not going to open the gate twice. And he takes the letter. He looks like you two look like possibly the last problem of his day. Mm-hmm. So he's just like, and the other one's sitting there and he's kind of looking and he's kind of got his weapon ready. Kind of a new blood type of deal. And he looks at the letter. And he goes, so do you agree to abide by the ruling house of this keep while within its walls, or risk arrest and possibly death?
Abide by what, the laws? Or?
The laws, as set out by the Lord of the keep. And you? What are you with him?
We have the same destination.
Yes, we have the same destination apparently.
Well, that's strange. And he takes a look at both of them. And he's like, so, old Aldemir is getting himself ready for a comeback, huh? Look here. My advice to you guys is to turn around and get back to where you hail from before it's too late. Because Aldemir is a broken house, and it's going down. It's only a matter of time, and I'm sure that Snee will be grateful to take the banner off his hands. Snee is the Lord buff. So that house and its line are dead, and you might end up the same, because death follows that name. And he kind of like pushes the letters back to you, and the other guy's like looks at him. He's like, I can't believe this. So, are you affiliated with any of the houses of Nexteria?
No.
Okay. I would take my advice if I were you two. I don't know if you guys have the heart for this place. But,
This is where I've been led. I'll have to see it through. I'll make up my own mind.
all right. So he comes back, and he kicks the one side of the gate open.
I forgot to set all my dice this morning.
Oh.
Kicks the gate open. Okay.
Kicks his side of the gate open and kind of does this. And the mousy guy, he like pulls it back like that and looks. And so, you guys gonna go in?
Go in.
Yep.
Okay. So, as you're passing by, you do overhear the mousy one. And he's like, more meat for Yellow Eye, I reckon. Those poor bastards. As they go in, as you go in. So, now you're within the keep. And it's not as spread out as the town. Obviously, it's inside the keep. There's a lot of buildings in there. And it looks like the keep is divided by a tall wall, like outside. And you see buildings there. There's armory. There's an inn at the far end. You see kind of a wooden sign that's pointing that way to a traveler's inn. And on the walls, you notice like notices and wanted posters, but you also notice these long banners that are attached. And one of them has two lances that are crossed. A lot of those. Golden lances. There's one that's like a gloved fist that's pounding down on a table with a bunch of coins kind of sprung up. It's kind of made that way. And then another one that is a banner that has like a black horned animal skull of some kind. And you're seeing it on the walls. You're seeing like decrees and by the order of the Lord of, or whatever, Roslof Keep. And you're noticing on the stands, there's lots of, guys with stands, market stalls and stuff, that those banners are also like attached to them. And so this stand will have all of those Lancer stuff and all that with tally marks and things, and the other one with the animal skulls. So
They all owe their allegiance to one banner or another.
yeah, it seems like it. So there's some activity here. There's more than you'd expect this late at night. People kind of wandering around, and there's drunks here and there. Background, just kind of the sound of life happening there. You do notice that if you guys continue to, there's nothing you guys want to do or anything like that.
Not really. I mean, if there's like the way my character sees it, there's promises of food and drink and a place to stay for the evening if I get to this guy tonight. So
Okay.
That's kind of his goal. He's pretty single-minded.
And how about?
I'm just looking around and heading the same direction.
Still not making contact with him or any of that.
Closer now, but not we're not talking.
Okay. So I feel like you've played up to your background of outsider and not trusting people. So this is, what the hell's it called? Inspiration. So that
It's like a fate point.
Yeah, it'll let you do all sorts of things. Reroll.
No, basically, they'll give you advantage on a roll.
Oh, advantage.
Whenever you want to make a roll, you can roll 2d20 instead of 1. You take the highest. So when you use your inspiration, and then you can give it to another player by doing something inspirational to, like I believe you can do this or whatever, and you give them the point, and then they can have the inspiration. That's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
It's a strange system.
Yeah.
And you can only ever have one.
Yep. So you guys continue to make your way, and you do see off to your left, there's like a gated tower that is open. Traveler's Inn is kind of in this corner, and then the trail kind of veers off this way. And through that, there's less activity on this side of the keep. And you see the main keep kind of in the middle of what you're guessing is the outside wall of the keep. So the main keep's there. And there's like this rough round of Tudor-style houses. And they're all kind of circling whatever it is in the middle. And we're going to say, the letter tells you to look for a certain type of house and things like that. Right. So you haven't seen it yet. They all have their roofs are painted different colors. Like it's the family color or something like that. But you can tell. And you're looking for the house that is in need of loving care. Mm. And as you're going through these houses, you finally see, and you've heard about this your whole life growing up. Wherever you were, this was sort of the mythological, the boogeyman, the whatever. Your parents or whoever would say things along the lines, or employers be like, talked about this labyrinth. Mythalvarn's Labyrinth. You've heard of it your whole life. And you finally have seen it the first time. And it is a giant stone head of a bearded man who has a face that looks of madness and anger. And he's like, the head is screaming. It's carved out of stone. And inside the mouth is steps leading down into darkness. And there's torches kind of around it to light that up. But there's this pink membrane that's covering the mouth. And it's kind of flickering and moving and stuff like that. And so you see that. That is the thing that is surrounding. And it's a huge head, stone head. And finally, as it finally gets dark, like nighttime comes, there is one house that is not lit. And of all the houses, there's no lantern in the window. There's none of it. It's just dark. And so you're assuming this is probably the house of Aldenmere.
Oh, okay. Did the houses have the banners on them, like the building, the stalls and business?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would assume the seal, like there's a symbol on the seal that would match the banner. Maybe?
Yeah, there would
so
be.
I'll look for that and confirm that this is the place, and
okay.
I'll however many steps ahead I am of you, I'll turn and I'll say, I think this is the place. Let's hope someone's home, and I'll bang on the door.
Okay, so you start to hear, after a slight pause, you hear movement inside. And there's a little glass window in the door, and above it you do see the sign of Aldenmere. And a single candle you see starts to grow as it comes closer to the door. And you hear these 3 latches unlatch, and the door is like swollen. And so you hear like a tugging and then a clunk, because it's swollen. And it kind of peeks open, and this bearded man, rough-looking, haggard, bearded guy, answers the door. And he's kind of like, oh, who calls on the House of Aldenmere at this hour?
Your invited guest. I pull the note out.
And
I have one of those too.
and he asks for them. And you give him.
Yeah.
So he takes them. He looks over the papers. And where were these given?
Traveling, sleeping rough in the wild.
I only ask because the master likes to know where the applicants come from. He has sent messengers far and wide looking for people of worth.
Well, I've been ranging far and wide. I'm on a pilgrimage.
Please come in and have a seat. I'll prepare a meet with the master of the house. I'm Travers. If you need for anything, simply ring that bell. He sets you both down in this, like, waiting room. You guys step in, and it's all dark wood, especially with no light on, but his candle is lit, and you can see that, you know, it smells like an old house, and you see layers of dust, things like that. It looks a little kind of run down, and he leaves. So you
Is
got
it like so it like was maybe once a nice, relatively opulent place?
Yeah, you can tell that this was probably this is definitely a house of a noble family. Just like all the others. The others were in way better shape than this one.
Is it like a sitting room that we're in, or
Kind of a sitting room, yeah.
are there like knickknacks around, like, or is there like lamps or anything?
There's some lamps, and he lit a lamp. He didn't leave you in the dark.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I figured I should mention that. Yeah. There's lots of shelves, but there's not a whole lot of knick-knack on there.
Okay.
So
I'll go to one of the unlit lamps and mutter an incantation and cast light on it.
okay,
On the lamp itself.
okay,
Look around there a little bit.
all right. So that doesn't take a roll now, does it?
It's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip. Yeah.
It takes a action.
Okay.
Takes my action.
Is there anything you're wanting to do?
I'm just going to have a seat.
Okay. So as you look around, you can see on the shelves. Make a perception check.
16.
Okay. Oddly enough, with as thick as the layer of dust there is on the shelves and on everything, you can see that there were footprints of other things that were on the shelves that have been removed.
No.
You can even look around and you can see where furniture was, because the floors are dirty too. There's a thick dust over them as well.
I'll say I don't think they're going to have much gold to pay us unless they've ransomed off most of the house in order to pay our fees. Not that I'm here for that. And I go back to the shelves.
I'm still trying to figure out why I'm here at all.
You're a diamond in the rough. It says so in the letter. Or at least that's what it said in mine.
Nothing else. You just wait on the old leather seats. So it's been roughly 20-25 minutes, and Travers returns. The Lord is ready to speak with you now. And you're led into down a hallway and into this hall, lit by candles, and lots of dust again. And sitting in a chair on the far end is an older man who's wearing what looks like kind of a night evening robe. He looks over at you and he says, "I apologize The lights were off when you arrived. I'm not one for evening entertainments much anymore. I'm pleased that you've made the trip. Safe travels?
Uneventful.
Uneventful. Well, you've come to the right place if you're looking for events. Travers, prepare for the task. And Travers says, as you wish. And he leaves the room. So I'm sure you must all have questions.
Why are we here?
That's the one.
That's the one. You've, of course, heard of Mithelvan's Labyrinth. It's become a children's story at this point. Well, my house and company, the Ivory Scimitars, had ventured its depths for years, quite successfully, until my family experienced tragedy. It's been 15 years since the company has ventured in, and as of late, the houses have begun looking at my house as wolves look upon wounded prey. They covet my mythos standard, and he points up, and there is this white standard with a scimitar on it in black. Only contracted companies can enter the dungeon, you see. You noticed the membrane over the mouth. It's magically sealed. Why? We've never known. Mithelvan the Black was mad and appears to be older than time. You see, my house is on its last legs. I'm forced to reactivate the Ivory Scimitar to bring honor back to my house. Over the past year, I've sent my agents far and wide to find people of worth that they observed as heroes, pure of heart. So the question is, do you believe you are these people?
I seek a purpose, and that purpose seems to have found me. So I've meditated upon it, and it seems to be the right course of action. That's all I know at the moment.
I am always seeking exploration.
This is probably why you two were chosen. I've sent plenty of agents, and I've had not one person knock on my door. Only you two. I hope there may be more in the future. Not all of my agents have returned. You see, they observe from shadows. Those times when maybe you had a feeling you were being watched. It wasn't superstition. I've hired the best to see if diamonds in the rough could be found. Because you can't trust anyone here in Roslof. They all have an agenda. Know now that the labyrinth is no ordinary dungeon. It's thinking. It learns. The legends. The wizard's magic was strong. That's true. They say in its depths, there's some kind of infernal machine. If you're contracted with me, it will know you. The other companies will begin to learn of you as well. There's dangers outside the labyrinth as well as within.
You've been warned already, I think. Just because they covet your house, or just they don't like any interlopers?
The banner is power. House Brion has 2 banners. The way the magic works is once you're contracted to the banner, when you go to the labyrinth's mouth and you place it into a bracket, the membrane lifts and you're able to go in. the banner can't be removed unless the entire party dies or they come back out to remove it. So, I mean what I say. It is very dangerous and treacherous in Roslof, as well as the dungeon. It'll be difficult to find friends with these banner companies. So, I have to ask, do you feel that this is something redeem you enough to keep you here contracted with me?
For as long as it takes, yeah. I think so.
I usually work alone, but I think that I might make an exception.
Very well. So before we negotiate the terms and price, there is a task I request of you. We must seal the writ with wine, the finest wine in all of Roslof. And I task you both to go down into my cellar and get it for me. And I ask for you to do it now.
Can I make a insight check to see if this is like ritualized behavior on his part? Like, is this just
Sure.
okay?
All right.
20.
So you sense,
Like it's something done by rote, you know? Like this is a
yeah,
process.
you can
right?
tell it's a process.
Yeah.
At that point, Travers has returned, actually, into the room. Travers would lead the way. And then he goes, "If you would please follow me." So down dusty hallways, past various rooms and paintings, Travers takes you in past the place where food is made into a thick, barred wooden door. And he unlocks it. So Travers leads you into what was Aldemir's cellar, down wooden steps into a cold, dark stone room. Lit by candlelight, he shines his candle down onto a stone-rimmed hole that was made in its corner. Rough-cut steps leading down into darkness. "The master's wine rests below. Do watch your step." And he turns and he leaves you two.
I'll cast light on my warhammer.
Okay? So the warhammer just starts.
Hold it aloft. Let's see what lays before us.
Anything you're doing?
So there's a hole ahead of us to go down into?
Yeah, there's like a regular cellar, stone type of cellar, and in the corner it looks like somebody has like broken through and rimmed it with rock, and it has rough stone steps leading down.
I will go and head down the steps.
Alright.
Okay? So complete darkness as you follow narrow steps, except for the glow of the warhammer. The stones are slick, and
I was gonna say, because otherwise, how can we see those steps?
Yeah,
I have dark vision.
and you have dark vision.
Oh yeah.
So
I don't. Hence why I'm so free and with the equipped with the light.
Equipped with the light.
Yeah.
So down below you start smelling earth and then waste, after which there's a faint glow of light that appears around the stair bend, because this kind of like bends around the rock. Finally opening out into a sewer. Sewer lit by a single flame, flickering and casting shadows along the tunnel's wet walls and floor.
Strange place for wine. Maybe a metaphor. We'll see what happens. I'm used to this kind of stuff.
Anybody want to do anything?
I'll just advance, just slowly,
Okay.
just looking around for anything unusual.
All right. How about you?
Yeah, just
Looking around.
looking around and
So in the light, you see that it looks like Aldemir or whoever broke down into where the sewers are. And so there's waste, human waste. It smells like shit, and it's all wet. And there's the single torch on the wall, and
it was already lit.
it was already lit. And there are webs around various places, and it looks like there's used torches that are down below. Just moving along, or?
Yeah.
Moving along through the sewers.
All right. So you begin traveling down these, and that is the only torch that's on the wall. Luckily, you do have light from the Warhammer. The shadows, even with the light and the dark vision, you can make out shapes but not colors and stuff like this. These tunnels are a lot longer than what's represented here. And so in the spots where the light's not reaching, what does it have, 20 feet?
30.
30 feet?
Yeah.
Um,
I think. No, you're right. 20 regular and 20 dim, so dim light out to 40 feet.
okay. So it seems like out of the corner of your eyes as you're exploring, it seems like the shadows move. Not in a natural way from like flame when flame flickers, but it looks like the shadows move.
Somewhere up ahead or nearby? Or?
Out of the corner of your eye, like everywhere.
Oh,
like
okay.
up walls, ceiling, down,
Right.
further down.
Move the Warhammer around to try and get a clearer look at
And
what
I'm
this
gonna
is.
slowly spin, so I 360 degrees. So I'm
Okay. So you do hear like stuff like that, like scurrying out in front of you and all around. And you think that the light catches the reflection of eyes. Like eye glint when you spot a wild animal at night. It seems to catch it. As you're shining around, suddenly you see this couple of black masses. You see that, but the light's shining up too. And they're about the size of baby pigs. And their eyes are reflective, and they're coming at you. You catch the movement on the walls and on the ceiling, and it's spiders. And size of baby pigs.
Or cats.
Or cats.
Small kittens, maybe. I don't know.
Small kittens.
So I would like to ready my bow and arrow.
Okay. You're going to ready your bow and arrow. We can go ahead and roll. They're coming at you. They're going to attack. They're up on... These guys are like crawling up on walls and all this stuff heading towards you.
Right.
Luckily, because of the Warhammer and the dark vision, they didn't catch you by surprise.
No.
So...
Straight up initiative.
Yep.
Cool.
So how do I do?
So you just take your roll plus your bonus. So it'd be your dex bonus. It's like, I think it was +3.
Yeah, I suck. 5.
You got a 5.
You get a 16. I rolled a 17 and I have a -1.
Okay. The spiders. Let's see. The spiders have rolled a 20. So,
Of course.
can always see where this is going.
TBK.
TPK time. Oh, I gotta be careful. All right. So, let's see what they do.
They paralyze us with their webs and put us in webs and they eat us in about an
They
hour.
eat us in about an hour. Let's see.
That's the worst part, actually.
All right. So, this one is gonna come up. So this spider is gonna engage. He's gonna come up to you. He's crawling up the walls and he jumps towards you. He's gonna try to bite. So, let's see. He misses. So, did you punch him out of the way? Somehow he missed you. Yeah.
I duck.
Duck, okay. So you see the spider like leap off the wall and she ducks out of the way and the thing is right there. So there's that one and I'm kind of...
We're like, there's 5 feet between us where we're standing.
Mhm.
So, okay, just make sure I can scale here.
Yeah. This guy is going to try to run up.
Oh, okay, never mind. It doesn't matter.
And then this one. Oh, these guys seem to like you. They're going towards the... They didn't reach you, though, at that point.
Alright. So they're 5 feet away from me?
Yes.
Alright. My turn?
Yep.
I guess I'll thunder wave them since they decided they would all get up in my space. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
And the DC is 13.
So the thunder wave?
Yeah. So basically, I crack the shield and the warhammer together, and just
Tried
like
to...
a blast of wind and thunder shoots out in a 15-foot cube. So it's gonna go. So like the farthest one away from me is 15 feet. So I'm just gonna hit the 3 of them, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's con
DC. Yeah, DC 13.
13.
Yeah.
14. So that's... You got him.
We got to roll for each of them.
Oh, for each of them? Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna roll
So when you
one.
do saves, yeah, you got to roll for each guy.
Okay. Missed 2. One, he got a 1, so yeah, they all fail.
I thought you said 14 on the first one. That would have been a success.
I thought you said the DC was 15.
No, 13.
Oh, 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
15-foot cube, 13 DC.
Ah.
That's right.
Okay, so the other 2 failed. The
Okay.
first one, he
So
dodged out of the way, jumped up on the ceiling.
So the 2 that fail will take 2d8 thunder damage. You only roll once. So the 2 that fail take 10, and they're pushed 10 feet back.
Okay.
The one that succeeds takes 5, and is not pushed.
So he takes 5 too?
Yeah.
Yeah, this totally
Just obliterate. Okay.
smashes
Alright.
smashes him. Okay. Gotta make a note here.
That's one spell gone.
Okay. Is there anything else happening?
That was an action. I guess I'll jump over to the other side
Okay.
with my movement.
Yeah. All right. And then it goes to you.
So I will. Is it too close for me to use my bow?
Don't you have a disadvantage if you
Um,
do close combat?
I'm
with-
pretty
with a
sure,
bow?
yeah, you'd be at disadvantage, yeah.
Okay.
But you could move.
Well, I'd take an attack roll.
So I will whip out my short sword
Okay. And attack.
and attack.
All right. So the one that missed, has sprung back at you, and he's running towards you.
12
+5 or total?
total.
Okay. So you strike true. So now you can roll your damage.
Max damage.
6 plus.
Plus your
Three.
3, yeah.
It leaps at you with its front legs up like this through the air.
And I slash it in half.
So you see, quick work. She's whipped those things out, blink of an eye, and you used both or just one?
Just one.
Yeah. Fling! Thing breaks in half and falls to the floor. you guys move along the sewer, and you come to a weird corner. It's rounded. You can see that the sewer is going down a northern direction. A strangely shaped sewer, large and round with a tunnel leading down a northern direction. In the middle, it looks like someone built up a stone well, redirecting the human filth around a large pit in the center.
Weird. Okay.
A structure built over it, over the large pit, with thick knotted rope leading down into the black. And the place is covered in webs and webbing. And in the corner you can see a clutch of white sacks.
I'd like to put those to the flame.
All right.
Do it from here. How far away is the clutch of egg sacks? I assume we're up to.
Oh yeah, you guys are probably where you want to be, wherever you want to be inside this room. You can place yourself.
That looks about right.
So
within 60 feet. Well, this isn't really fire; it's radiant damage. I don't think it would burn them.
6 squares, 7 squares
30,
away.
So 35 feet. I want to look around the room just to see if I can see any more of these spiders crawling around the room.
I'm going to peer down into the well.
Okay. So, luckily, due to your guys' keen senses, as the light of the Warhammer and your vision kind of opens this area up to you, you do see movement. It looks like the whole chamber, if you want to call it that, is writhing and moving. And you do come across... There are 2 spiders there, and you're seeing a mass of smaller spiders, tiny, well not tiny, but smaller than these guys, kind of forming up into a big clump behind one of the spiders. So we can go ahead and roll for our initiative again.
Oh, you beat me this time for sure.
Okay, how much did you get?
15.
15. So
I got 8.
you got 8. Okay. You got 8. This guy got 0. These guys got 13. And how many did you get?
15.
15. So you're up.
I will use my longbow to launch an arrow at this spider.
The big spider in front of you? Okay.
Not the one that's closer to me, but this one.
Okay.
16.
Yeah, that's a hit. So very quickly you react and you fire your bow into that thing as it like kind of reaches up like this in its attack position.
So I do my damage. 5.
5. Yeah, you pin that to the ground through its top. All right, so that was an action.
I don't want to move.
Okay. So that was you. Swarm of spiders. So this swarm you see lumped together of fangs and legs and shines in the light of the hammer, swarming up the wall, swarming towards you, starts to crawl up your legs and jump onto your shoulders and stuff like that. So you can feel that you know that they're going to try to just bite you. So that was 13. Yeah, with your... The only thing you have to worry about at this point is if they start crawling under your armor,
Right,
like inside your armor. So they miss.
There.
So now it is on to you.
I guess I'll... If they hit me, okay. Yeah, I'll just start swinging on with my hammer. Yeah, that's 5. 20 to hit?
Yeah. You hit him.
Damage is 10 bludgeoning.
10 bludgeoning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, damage resistance, does that mean you have to roll?
Damage resistance usually
It
means
halves it?
halves it. Yeah.
Okay. So what would that come to then?
5.
5. All right. So you are smashing. You see this with the Warhammer?
Mm-hmm. It's one-handed. I have a
It's
shield
one-handed?
Warhammer.
Okay, so yeah. You see them flying out of the way, getting smashed into the rock. And as you do that, you take out a pretty good mass of them. But they, as they spread out and more coming down from the ceiling on webs and all this sort of thing, they're starting to lump together again. They start to swarm together again. So it goes to the spider. Almost like those wolf spiders, or those ones that jump, they hop. So it's like boom, boom on the wall and hops over to you and tries to sink its fangs into you. 13.
My AC is 14.
So again, your leather, your padding, whatever it is keeping it from getting through.
A big chunk of your AC is your dex mod too, so it could just be dodging and getting out of the way too. So.
Yeah, so being half elf, then maybe that thing is like, it's sparring, like it's going for you and you're swinging out of the way. It was you, and then who was it?
Then the swarm.
Then the swarm.
Then the spider.
Yeah, I was trying to get this. All right, so back to you.
I'm going to use my short swords and slash at it.
Okay,
23.
that hits. It lunges at you one last time. It's crawling up your leg.
And I use both my swords and slash pieces off of it. And then can I move just over here?
Yep. Okay, so they're still engaged with you. Again, they're trying to just get in your nostrils and go down your throat and try to choke you. They're just swarming over you. They don't do it. You fight them off somehow, and you're able to take care of it.
Okay.
It comes to you.
I'll just keep smashing on it with the warhammer.
Okay.
20 again.
All right. So that's double damage, right?
Oh, not a nat 20. It's 15 plus 5. Yeah. Damage is 10.
Wow.
Again.
Okay. So this time filled with righteous whatever. You see him go ham. Smashing these things. Stomping them. Screaming.
Yeah.
Verses, Bible, verses and stuff. Okay. And then back over here. Back to you. So you're seeing this man that you don't know, that you both were brought here for some reason, and they're like, it looks like a beekeeper that you've seen before, where the bees are getting up on him, filling out.
Can I attack them, even though they're on him?
Yeah, if you want to. That would give advantage, wouldn't it?
No, I mean, unless you're using an alternate rule, there's no flanking or anything.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, plus it's a swarm. So.
Okay. So with my short swords.
Ooh.
10.
10 total?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the sword is not effective. I mean, you're killing some, you're slicing some, but not enough to really make any kind of a dent in it. So the swarm, they're going to continue to swarm over you.
That makes sense.
Let's see, that is 15. Yeah, doing all right.
I'm all about the armor.
Okay, so yeah, you're up.
I'm up. Okay. Same thing. 20, roll 15 again. This time only is 7 damage. So
all right.
I have to 3.
So through just religious fervor, or whatever you want to call it, you smash enough of those things where they start kind of scurrying off. This This has probably been going on for like 20 minutes of just trying to deal with these spiders and stuff. And though they're still in the room, there's not enough of them to get back into a clump. I don't know if they smell, smashed, if there's pheromones that's like, keeping them away or whatever. But that did it. So now
for their offspring.
What do you guys want to do?
Start sticking the eggs back.
Okay. So yeah, you hear it fizzling and sizzling and popping, cracking. There we are.
So I'm going to try to peer into this thing now.
So looking down in the pit, you see that it has been, that there's brick, there's stonework. It sort of reminds you of a big well with knotted rope leading down, and you see that the rope is coiled up at the bottom, so you do see the bottom. It looks like it's only about 20 feet down.
Don't suppose you see any wine down there.
You don't see anything like that.
Is there an opening at the bottom, or is it just...
Yeah, you can see that the wall, the south wall of this pit, that it is open at the bottom.
And how deep is it? I go up to the edge, just look down.
20 feet.
Oh, that's not bad. How does the rope look?
Looks pretty good. It looks old. It doesn't look like it's frayed or anything like that.
In these conditions, I don't think we should trust that rope. I have some in my pack. I'm going to start pulling my rope out.
Okay.
Okay, so are we going to head down?
I intend to start making knots in the rope for climbing down. It's the most eventful day I've had in a long time.
What are you going to do?
I am going to see what happens when he goes down.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Fasten my rope, anchor it. I've knotted it for climbing.
So you start climbing down the rope into the darkness. Is your warhammer still lit?
Yeah, an hour.
An hour?
I can just cast it again if it starts getting close to an hour.
Okay.
So
So you see that there are like little spiders and stuff crawling along the walls. None of the bigger ones. It goes down about 20 feet and it smells of damp earth, things like that.
What? It's even knotted like I knotted my rope.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay. So it's up to you whether you want to let...
What do I see down here?
So your light shines into a large chamber running 40 feet east to west and 20 feet deep. I put that there to mark things. The floor is covered with strange etchings. Some of it is covered with green lichen. So it looks like there's been signs of boot travel through the lichen that lead to a set of heavy oak doors in the southern wall.
Okay, I'll look back up the well and I'll say, it looks like there's a chamber beyond. More to explore.
Okay, so I'm going to stomp on a couple of spiders on the ground, and I'm going to kind of launch myself over and grab hold of the rope halfway down. And
Holy
then
moly.
drop the rest of the way.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is that something you're good at, or?
Well, martial arts is kind of my thing, so I'm...
So roll athletics.
You're so stubborn. You're so stubborn.
So that's a D20.
D20.
So 15.
15? Okay. Easily. She launches herself over there and catches the rope halfway down.
Wow.
And make your way down. Yeah, you go to put yourself wherever you want.
That's why I cover myself in armor. I can't do that kind of thing.
And also because of the lights, you do see that there is a rat.
Oh, shit! Look at that fucker. That's a Reaper rat.
But he kind of is like, and kind of, he's not coming for you or anything, but he's there and he's sniffing around and looking and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to grab my arrow on the way down. Is it gone or?
You'd have to climb back up to get it.
Okay.
So did you mark that you're down one arrow in your ammo for it? I don't know if it's on that paper or not, but all right.
I meant to grab that.
I'll go ahead and recast light on my Warhammer, and then I'll poke the lichen with my boot, make sure it's nothing weird under there.
Yeah, other than the strain etchings on the underneath it, carved into the rock. That's
so it looks like it's grown over all these. Oh.
And there's the boot marks go up to the double door.
Before trotting on them, I'd kind of like to know what these etchings are. I'll kneel down and start trying to look at some of them, see like what kind of language it's in.
Okay. Do you have read languages or anything like that?
Oh no, I have history, religion.
Okay.
It's about all that would be applicable.
So, I would say history.
Okay.
See if maybe you can jog your memory about something you read at some point or something. They do look familiar.
6.
Can't quite make it out though. Can't quite make it out.
But it doesn't, like, I speak Celestial. It's not that, right?
No.
It's
No,
just
not
something else.
Celestial.
You know anything about the arcane arts? It's afraid it's, a trap of some kind, maybe.
Can I use my perception?
Well, what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, and Celestial.
Okay. Yeah, you can use your perception. What are you checking out?
To see if I notice anything in these things.
In the lichen and the etching?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
19.
Okay, so you look and you, as a tracker, I mean, you're a ranger, so you know about that stuff. So you see the boots. Were not recent, the boot marks leading to the double doors. The etching doesn't look familiar to you. It almost, you thought that it looked elvish, but it's not quite elvish either. You do notice that there is
You're like my cat.
another disturbance in the lichen. There are, I don't know if you call them scratch marks or kind of like ruts in the lichen, heading into the northeast corner.
So over by where he is?
Yeah.
Over here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to tell him that there's some ruts that are
No.
leading over there.
Point my Warhammer that way to see where it leads to.
Yeah, it leads into that northeast corner.
Okay, like, I'll follow them.
Follow them over. Okay. So what would you like to do? Is there any...
I just want to see where do they just go up to the wall, or
It just goes right up to the wall.
I'll start tapping on the wall.
Okay.
See if it seems different than the rest of the stone.
Try a perception.
I'll try. Yeah, plus 8.
8.
Yeah, my luck is giving way.
You're not quite sure. You're tapping on it. It seems like a normal wall to you.
Sorry, let me just... So you can probably see and better than I can. See and hear better than I can. And I can still assist, at least in some way. If you wouldn't mind, I hold my hand out to you.
So what are you asking me to?
I'll give you a blessing of cord, and I give you guidance. So when you do roll, you'll add a d4 to your roll.
Okay.
So maybe I'll go over there and take a look and see if I see anything in that corner.
All right.
So can I get over there?
Sure. Yeah. So are you checking the wall, like tapping it, or are you checking for seams, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So do perception with the plus d4.
Yeah, add a d4 to it.
14.
Okay. So with guidance and with your skills, you see a seam, and you see an oddly colored pebble that is in the wall, and you push that, and the wall slides and turns.
Oh my god!
The stone wall slides noisily aside, revealing a 20-foot square chamber beyond. Inside, a silver key hangs on a wooden stand on the eastern wall.
Well done.
Okay, I'm gonna go in there.
Okay, you can go ahead and move in.
Is the rat still in the corner over there?
Yeah, he's like looking. He kind of stuck back in the corner as
I just admonish him. I'll just stand here by the secret door.
So does it appear as that key is the key to this door here?
I don't think you'd be able to guess that unless you tried it. You're not one for the city anyway, being out in the woods. I mean, it's an old kind of key on that wooden pedestal.
Okay, before I go over there, can I do another perception to see if there's any traps or anything?
Sure. How long does your guidance last?
That was it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just for that one.
12.
You're not seeing anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, I'm going to advance slowly and carefully to where the key is.
Okay. So yeah, on that wooden stand there is this black steel key.
Okay, can I inspect it before I grab it?
Sure.
Do I roll again?
Is investigation part of perception?
No.
Or
No, it's like figuring things out. Like it's not like visual acuity or anything.
so
like that.
what are you trying to?
I just want to see if something looks odd, like it's going to prevent me from grabbing it, if it's attached in some way, if it's...
Okay, let's go ahead and do the perception then.
20? Oh, 24.
Okay. So you get up.
Nat 20. Yeah.
You get up close, right, to it. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Like how are you approaching it? Because
I have carefully walked
and
I'm
looking close.
looking close.
You do see that the key right underneath where it's laying, you see that there is like this weird hook that's going into the stand.
Okay. So I'm going to tell him that it appears that there might be a trap, that if I pull the key off, it might set something off.
Well, unless you have some way of disarming that trap, I don't think that's a good idea. Anything could happen. The door could close, the room could open up beneath you, fill with sewer water, who knows? Well, if it's trapped, it probably doesn't actually do anything. No one else has come along and taken it, as far as we know.
So I'm going to leave it be.
Okay.
I think we should try and look at the other room first. But now that we know this place is laden with traps, we should proceed cautiously.
I'm going to come back into here.
All right. You see the rat kind of sniffing the air, its nose wiggling.
Does it do? I don't know if I would know this. Like, can I burn that lichen away? Do I know if it would burn? It might be too
I would
moist
say,
down here, too wet down here.
yeah. I mean, you might be able to scrape it away. I mean, it's been scraped, so.
I have a. Well, I'm just saying, like, for me faster. Make her impatient.
Is that one of your backgrounds?
No.
Oh.
Just, I mean, I figure he's got like God of the Temp, sort of
Tempest.
Tempest, like God of the Tempest or God of the Storm. He's not gonna be be quick to action. I'm sure I have. I don't know that I put all the details on here. I have an explorer's kit. I'm sure there's like a flask of oil in it. An explorer's pack. Let me look. If there's a flask of oil in there, I want to just like douse that and burn it away.
Okay.
There's no oil, but there's torches in a tinderbox. I could light a torch and then try and use that to set flame to it.
All right, so then you'll do that and burn it away.
Okay.
This fella scurries back out of the way and just burn it away. And so it takes a little while, but eventually you get enough of it out of the way and you can see the full etching. And it's just carved into the ground.
Okay. And does it look like arcane language to me, or I just don't recognize it? Like whatever.
You don't recognize it. It does look arcane.
Oh. Okay.
Um,
well, yeah, I don't have anything prepared. I don't think there's anything even on my spell list that would allow me to do anything about that. I think I could read magic maybe, but I don't have it prepared.
So he's burnt the lichen away. The etching is on the ground in full now.
I think this is magical script, but I couldn't tell you what it does or says.
And the rat backed up.
Yeah, when he started swinging the torch down to light it on fire, it backed up. It's just scurrying about. It's not staying still, but it's scurrying about.
I'll cast guidance on myself and get close to the door within 5 feet of it and check it out.
Okay. So does that use up a use or anything like that?
It's a cantrip.
It's totally
It's a cantrip.
freer. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't use a slot.
approaching it, you can see that it doesn't have any kind of signs of it being magically set or locked or whatever. You see that. Do you try the doors?
Well, I want to see, like, does it have a lock? Like,
Oh yeah, it has.
keyhole?
There is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got all that.
Okay. I want to look in the keyhole and around the door and see if I see anything out of the ordinary, if it just looks like a normal door.
You see darkness beyond through the keyhole.
Through the keyhole? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, yeah,
But it looks like an ordinary.
I just look back and I say, I'm sure this is probably locked. Then I try the door.
Yeah, it's locked.
It's locked, yeah. Hence the secret trapped key.
So I'd like to get closer to the door and look as if it looks like it can be busted down or something.
It looks sturdy. It looks like it's made of the same construction as the door that led into Aldemir's cellar. It looks thick. You do feel, both of you feel air current coming through, so it's not like there's no air on the other side, or you feel fresh, cool air coming through. But it's pretty heavy duty. You could always try, but, But it's apparent to both of you that it looks like an ordinary door. Or double door.
So, do we think that key on the pedestal is to this door?
Like, does it look like the right shape?
you're the only one that went in and looked, right? Yeah, you have a pretty good idea. It looks like the right shape.
So I have a piece of antler with me. Could I try to go back in there and exchange the antler for the key?
You have that idea, but when you saw that hook coming off the key, it was more like the hook was hooked into the key. So it's not a if you're trying to think if it's a weight thing, you can tell that it's not a weight thing. Like it's not, you know. I'm gonna close those shades real quick.
Well, we could try and retrieve it. I think if we do though, we should try and wedge open this secret door just in case it closes. How does a secret door look? Like actuated, I guess, or whatever. Like how is it? Like, is it like stone, or is there a wooden beam going through the middle of it, like that it pivots on, or like how is it?
It looks like it's stone.
Is it hinged? Is there hinges, or do we see any of that?
You could tell that there is a steel rod that's coming through that pivot point and going up in. So.
Okay. Do I think there's any way I could use like maybe my short sword to like? Is there like gaps in the stone where I could hammer my short sword down with my warhammer to like stop it from swinging, like hold it in place? Okay, I do that.
Okay.
And I think I would like on the other side, I'd like to put my staff in, see if I can wedge my staff in.
Okay. So you guys do that.
And then we're in on the other side, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So can we look on the pedestal and see if we could see underneath?
When you look underneath, it just is wood under there, so it just looks like an ordinary stand. Are you examining the stand?
Sure.
So if you give it a once over and really look at it, you do notice that it is attached to the wall. So it looks like a piece of furniture if you just, accepted it as that. But when you look, you see that it's totally attached to the wall. You can't move it. So if there was mechanism or any of that kind of stuff, it could be inside that stand and going in through the wall.
I'm gonna try and look and see what she saw, like as far as the hook, like how the key is held. Does it look like it's all one piece, or is it like it's hooked into part of the key and the key could come off the hook?
Yeah, it looks like the key can come off the hook.
Oh.
It'd take disarming it or something like that.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a way we could get the key without letting the hook move. Maybe just hold it in place somehow. I don't have any sort of tools or equipment that would help with that, but
all I have
just
is that antler.
No. Maybe even a coin.
I mean, looking at it, when you examine it, you see now that there is a slit, right? So you have the mechanism holding onto the key, and then there's a slit that is wide enough for that mechanism to slip down in. So
get out like a gold coin.
Okay.
And maybe I'll see if I could put it in such a position where it would, if I move the key, it would stop the hook from descending into the slot.
So
that it would catch on the coin instead.
Make a perception check.
I cast guidance on myself and do it.
Okay.
I know this isn't your forte, but the insight would be good. And it totally fails. So I got a 7.
So trying to put the gold coin in there, it sets off the trap.
No,
and you see that whatever was hooked into the key was like a breakaway almost, like it would give way if it was fiddled with. And you see it go into the box. You hear a bunch of clanking and stuff moving in the walls. And then you hear the scraping of the stone door. And it goes, and it pins against your sword and your staff. So it totally would have locked that door on you.
Great.
But you guys...
Grab the key, get the heck out of this room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And grab the sword and grab the staff.
If we can.
Yeah, you can. I mean, once you do, the thing will slam shut.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Okay. So then that door is slammed shut.
Is the rat still there in the corner?
Yep.
Okay. Alright. I'll go over and insert the key.
Okay. So it goes in easily. And you unlock it. Okay.
Yep.
And you're going to go through.
Well, I'm going to open the door.
Okay. So the double doors swing open to reveal a 20-foot square chamber with halls running east and west.
Oh my god.
Away from it, and a single oak door in the southern wall. Above you is a mosaic of blue and white tile that's been laid into the ceiling vault. The picture depicts an open sky.
Can I make a history or religion check, see if that rings a bell? Like,
Sure.
which, they're both, or?
Whichever one you'd be better at.
They're both the same.
Oh, well, yeah. However you want to flavor it.
Just whatever rings 22, regardless of which one it is. So just whatever. I'm like, like.
You notice from the pattern and from the way stuff's depicted, because there's birds there too and all that sort of thing. You do remember studies of ancient cultures that are no longer on this continent, and it looks Nubian, which in this is sort of Sumerian and Egyptian.
Oh, okay.
But those were a people that went and sailed away on the oceans and never returned. And this was thousands of years ago,
okay.
kind of a thing.
I'll share some of that. So I think this complex, whatever it was, maybe thousands of years old. But we know at least someone's been here. Which way? Any preference?
No.
Let's try the door directly ahead then. Obviously, we see. I look around, just kind of like more cursory glance than anything. See, there's no sign of, like, there's nothing laying in the hallway that I can see. I can only see 40 feet down, but.
Let me.
I can see 60 feet in the dark.
Yeah, no, nothing that you see. Did you close these doors, or are they still open?
Probably still open.
So you go over to that door.
Mm-hmm.
You can see. Well, I mean, it's up to you what you want to do with it. It's got a keyhole.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll put my ear against it.
You don't. You put your ear against it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear anything.
All right. You feel any air?
No air
No.
coming through there.
I'll try it.
It's locked.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So look as sturdy as the other ones?
It looks flimsier.
Oh, okay.
Looks like it'd be easily opened.
Probably kick this one in, but maybe we should look at the other ones before we start making out.
Should we go to this one, which is around the corner first?
Sure. We'll go down the hallway.
Go down that
Our
one.
way down this way.
Okay.
I'm gonna check out the door.
It's locked. And who has the key? You have the key?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even think to look if it was the same key. Okay. Well,
I yelled to him, it's locked.
I went with you. I just can't reach
Okay.
that far. My arm's not long. I'll try the key on that one then.
You put it in, and it turns, and it opens up. So as you open the door, there's a sucking hiss of moving air.
Ugh.
It whistles past you as you open the door to this room. Inside this rectangular chamber, it's filled with moldering furniture and spider webs hanging like ship sails from the beams in the ceiling. On the southern wall, an opening in the shape of a man's mouth gapes, and from it, the sound of dripping water can be heard.
Is there a face or just a mouth?
Face.
No. That's kind of ominous looking.
Yeah. Do we want to close and lock the door? And
Come back later.
come back later?
That's fine. I'll do that.
Okay.
And check the third door down here. Actually, well, no, we can open this one. I'll try the key on this one in the middle.
So you put the key in, turn it, it does unlock.
Okay, I'll open it.
Okay. So when you open it, you open the door up, and there is like a wall that is like a foot past the door with a bunch of small holes in it.
Oh no!
And it sprays you with shit water.
Oh no!
So
Well, it's not.
It's a triangular. How close were you to him?
Off to the side of him, but close.
You feel like making a dexterity. So what does it come to?
12.
12. So you barely, off reflex, when you see the water start spurting out of the holes and spraying, what do you do? Backflip out of the way? I don't know what you do. You do something.
I slide to the right.
Okay. So it drenches you with like sewer water.
Ah, Jesus.
Stink like shit.
Maybe you should just leave me here. Terrible. Alright.
Okay.
Well, nothing I can do about it.
So now what are we heading? What
I'll
are we doing?
continue this next door.
Continue.
Yeah. This next door.
Oh man. Let's
So
see.
maybe we try to unlock the door and then
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So is that where you guys are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So make a perception check.
both of us.
Both of you.
20.
Okay.
8.
8 total?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You make a dexterity save again. As you walk along this, you hit this section here.
16.
Okay. So as you walk across that, you hear gears moving and the floor goes punk like this. 6 feet down is like a pit of tar. You were able to get off of it in time and you dodged out of the way of it. So that is a tar pit that is, what did I say it was, 6 feet down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you could easily jump over that.
Yeah.
I'll go to the door.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the thing. I'll open it
So you unlock it
and jump out of the way.
and jump out of the way.
Like, like
So
I'll be to the side.
So it's unlocked and
I
you
won't
open
be
the door.
standing in front of it. Yeah.
Kick it out, go this way.
Yeah.
Okay, so the door opens and the smell of musty rot is much heavier in this hall. The smell dominates this chamber. It seems to be coming most readily from a bronze sarcophagus leaning against the eastern wall.
I guess I'll go inside.
Okay,
And I will leap over and
all right. Let's see. All right. Are you going to go inside too?
Not yet.
Okay.
Does the sarcophagus have any inscriptions, markings, anything?
It does have like engravings and stuff that resemble the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
There are markings and etches on there. It appears to be in that language that was on the floor.
And it's propped up against the wall like that.
Yeah.
So this is it. I'd say. We need to check this room out in the other room to complete our task.
Okay.
Whatever the case is, if he's being literal or not, I don't know yet.
So I'll go into the room.
I'm gonna approach the sarcophagus about opening it.
Okay. You see that it has a lock on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a padlock?
Like a lock of a door. That doesn't look as old as the sarcophagus.
No. I put the key in.
Music's appropriate. Did you turn it? Turn the...
Yeah, I turned it. I unlocked it.
Okay. So you unlock it. You hear this, psss, and then the door busts open, and this thing comes out, struggling for you.
Frankenstein.
And we can roll for initiative.
Aha.
So 10.
Okay.
14.
14. All right.
This is obviously an undead creature of some kind.
This creature lunges at you. Are you both in those positions that you're in?
Sure. So let's put ourselves in actual squares here.
Yeah.
Like so, I guess.
Okay.
Because this was
Yeah.
straddling a square. So
Yeah.
I guess, would it be like this then?
Sure. Wherever you open the door, the thing like pushes the door open. So he's going to come after you.
Okay.
So this thing, it comes at you and it's trying to like claw at you and stuff.
Okay.
15.
No.
Okay.
Am I next?
Yes.
This is a creature of undeath. I'm gonna guiding bolt it.
Okay.
I hope I hit. Okay, here goes. Let's see. So +5. Oh yeah, 23.
Okay. You hit it.
All right. This is radiant damage. Oh great. Here we go. There's 6, 8. No, not bad. 14 radiant damage.
Okay. So it's a spell then?
Yeah, it's a spell.
And what does it do? Like,
I shoot energy. It basically looks like lightning, but it's like holy fire or whatever out of my warhammer at it.
okay.
So and it wreathes him temporarily in that same energy.
All right. So you hit this thing with it, and it's still trying to attack you, but it's on fire, and you start noticing the rags and stuff burning away, and you start noticing its flesh is like melting off, and it smells like terracotta and stuff. You see it and you go, in your head, both of you are like, that's clay that's coming off its skin, and it totally burns away, and it is just a skeleton, and it's dead.
Oh shit. Okay.
So
Oh well, fuck. Okay.
yeah, so that was a good shot. Let's see. Take that off.
Someone went through the trouble of making a fearsome monster for us to fight.
Yep.
No simple skeleton would stand against the fury of Thor. So I'm afraid I overreacted. I look inside the sarcophagus.
Just smears of clay and stuff like that. It's empty.
Okay, I'm gonna look around, see if I see anything else.
I'm keeping my distance.
Okay.
Since I'm covered in shit water.
So you look around in the room. All that's in there is the sarcophagus. There's nothing of value that you see.
I guess we have to come back to this other room.
Yeah. I feel like the stakes aren't so high anymore. I'm a little bit hardened by that. So I go back out and I jump over the... Is the rat still there?
Yeah.
Jump over the pit.
Okay. I come out too, and...
So we'll continue all the way down.
Okay.
Now it tries to bite your leg.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let it try, I guess.
So, let's see. He got the initiative.
Okay.
So he'll try to bite. That is a 6.
No, it's not gonna.
Yep. Okay. So.
I kind of feel bad, but I guess I'll smash him. Like, I don't know what... Yeah, I guess I'll smack him.
All right.
With my hammer. 21.
Yep, you got him.
11.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, no. What was it, plus 3? Sorry, it's only 9. 9.
Okay. Yep, you smash him and kill him. That fool.
Why he thought that was a good idea. Maybe he was just hungry.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So we continue on.
So are you guys going into the room?
Yeah.
Well, he has the key. We locked it again.
Yeah, we did lock it. Yeah, I'll unlock it. And
Okay.
I'll step inside.
All
see
right.
if this face spits on me. So what kind of, like, is it, how does the face look?
Just the face of a man with his mouth open.
And there's water dribbling out of it?
You hear water beyond in the darkness.
Yeah. Well, okay then. I'll approach and hold my hammer out and see what I can see.
Okay. You look inside and you see kind of looks like this, the way it appears to be the bottom of a well. You inside or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What's up with is that a mirror?
Yep. Are you going in there or?
Yeah, I'm a little bit behind.
I look at the mirror.
So you turn to look at the mirror.
Yeah.
And you see your reflection.
Okay.
And you see the well behind you.
Your video paused.
So as you're looking in the reflection, a woman of youthful beauty but extreme sadness appears as a ghostly apparition behind you in your reflection of the mirror.
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
She's looking at your reflection and her own.
Mm-hmm.
She looks over at Bethrina, and she looks at you, and she opens her mouth, and she points, and then fades away.
Somebody you know?
No.
I hope you haven't been cursed or marked or something. I say a prayer. Step away
Do
from
I
the mirror.
feel different?
No.
So, what is the is the water just like there's a depression and there's water there, or like does it go down and then there's water, or
It looks like it goes up 20 feet or however, maybe even longer. There is a rope that comes down, so I didn't make the rope, but there's a rope that comes down. That looks like where the well water is. So it's however deep the water is at the bottom of the well. Like the whole well's not full. It usually comes down and there's like an opening and the water's there.
oh, the water would come out of this space. It's odd. Okay. Okay. I don't know how to complete our fat. Well, are those like barrels of wine in the corner, or like what was?
No, those
Okay.
are just storage.
So can I look in this mirror
Mm-hmm.
now and see if I see anything?
You see your reflection, and Casso, is that?
Mm-hmm.
You see his reflection. So nothing out of the ordinary at this point.
Can I go and inspect this thing over here?
Yeah, I mean, it's just shelves with knickknacks and things like that on it.
So can we climb up this well?
I don't think the rope would be sturdy enough.
No. I was gonna say maybe out of our grasp. This is odd. So, I mean, it just looks like the water goes down. It's just well water. Like it doesn't.
Yeah, it's familiar to you guys. It's not like really anything out of the ordinary. It's just, well, I guess it is a little out of the ordinary. So it's the bottom access to the well,
Okay.
basically. Because you have the top and where they get the water from the top, and maybe down here is so you can do maintenance or I don't know what, but...
Well, this is odd. Okay. I guess I'll start looking in this room.
So there's tables and furniture that has like cloth over them. It appears to be like a storage chamber. A lot of the knickknacks and stuff that are on that shelf there are things that are feminine. So that might strike you as odd because it doesn't seem like Aldemir collects what would be considered feminine type of knickknacks and stuff.
So might this be the chamber of the female apparition we saw?
There's no telling. I mean, there is other furniture in there that's not related to that. You take it as it is like a storage room. So there's empty barrels there, there's tables, chairs. You probably could figure out that some of that furniture looks like it came from the house above. So, you know, in those rooms where you saw that furniture was missing and stuff like that on the shelves.
Perhaps he's removed these things so he's not reminded of whoever that was. If it's someone that's lost to him. Odd though, if there's anything strange afoot, I don't think he would send us down here to find out about it. I just don't know if there's anything we're supposed to return with.
Is the water something that like I could dive into and like look to the bottom of it?
You could. It doesn't look like it's very deep. I mean, it's just access.
Well, I'm stumped.
Should we break the mirror?
I don't know. That could be bad, couldn't it? There's a ghost living in it? I don't know. I wouldn't. I just want to grab some random trinket from
Okay.
the bookcase thing or whatever, the shelf.
And then are we gonna head out?
I don't know what else to do. There's we haven't seen any, there's no other doors we've seen that are unopened, right? So we went in the 3 that were, yeah, that's it, right? So. No.
I mean, unless you search for stuff, I don't know.
Oh, we haven't searched this room?
No, you've
You
searched
mean
it.
search for doors? I guess we could. There was at least one secret door. We could see if there's any others.
Should we search in this room?
I think we did we?
You did search that room, like looking for things.
Okay.
You didn't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Well, then we'll just proceed back, and we'll take our time, and we'll search the walls.
Okay, so make some perception checks.
Okay. 10. How many should I make?
20.
20. Okay, so you run along and your hands along it and stuff. You're not really seeing much. You come to the corner of that hallway there. This one here. and you do find a seam. So as you're making your way around it, trying to find it, you do find a piece of rock that's kind of out of place. And you kind of fiddle with it a little bit, unlocks, and opens up.
Oh my god.
So that wall pivots to the side. Slides open. There's a square chamber beyond. In it is a single table on which rests a number of crystal goblets atop a polished silver tray. And a lone door is set into the northern wall. There's a strange stand with a stone top and embedded set gems and a note attached.
So I'm gonna come in and then wedge my staff in the door.
Okay.
Good call. I'll follow.
Can I check out this thing?
Okay. Are you doing any?
Yeah, I'll check the rest of the room while that's going on.
So there's some shelves, barrels. There's a table, and then there is the silver platter with the 3 goblets on it. And then there's the door.
Right.
Yeah, you're checking out the door. So you're checking out the message on it. So what you see when you come up to it is... What? So these gems are embedded into it. And the riddle, it basically is saying, in order to pass, you must clear the gems. Before the test begins, you're able to use the key and touch one of the gems, and it'll change color. After which, you choose to do it or not to do it. But after you begin, the reds will drain when you touch them. But when you touch them, the gems that are adjacent will switch color. And the only way past the door is to drain the gems. And you notice by looking at the door, there is no keyhole.
Oh. I look at the goblets and stuff while you're puzzling that out.
So there's 3 silver goblets on a silver platter.
That's it. Nothing in them.
Nope, they look ordinary.
Alright.
So when you touch the red ones, they drain, but the adjacent color changes color.
And at the beginning of the game, they call it a game. At the beginning of this test, you can touch any stone and it'll change color, but the adjacent stones won't. And the key is what will drain the stones. So I get, you'd...
The key that he has.
Yeah.
Okay. So I tell him that the key is needed.
Okay, I hand it to you.
So you said at the beginning you can touch one,
Change its color.
which will change its color.
Without changing the adjacent ones.
But afterwards, when you drain the red, the adjacent stones will shift color.
Okay. Do I try it?
Well, I mean, could you figure it out before even trying?
I don't know. Because I'm not exactly sure, like, if I do this one and change it color, what color is it going to change?
These won't change.
Oh.
Yeah, it's these.
Okay,
yeah. So like if you drain this one, it'll become clear, but these will become red.
So I can start with
Only the red ones will drain.
Right.
The green ones won't drain. But at the start of the test, you can touch any of them and change them to an opposite color without affecting the adjacent ones. Then after that, when you drain a red, it will affect the other ones.
But once it's drained, it's drained?
Yep.
Okay. This one.
So that's the one you're choosing to just change at the beginning of the test.
Yes.
Now, the reds will affect the adjacent ones.
That's the tough part, because it'll turn back to green, right?
Yeah.
So I screwed up already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We have failed! Is there a way to reset it? Or?
Yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, you see all of the color drain out of all it for a second, and then they all fill back up. But it is, you can tell that it always is a random.
That's even worse.
And then
But once it's drained, it's drained.
Yeah.
And it doesn't turn colors.
And you don't have to do that first change if you don't want to, or you can.
Well, I was gonna say, because if you start on that end, yeah.
So,
Now, are you changing its color, or are
draining it. Right?
So you're skipping over the chance to change a stone.
Did you walk through the whole thing, or can we verbally walk through the whole thing?
Okay.
I mean, if you want to.
So if we hit this one, drain it.
Drain it, and that turns green.
Right.
And then you hit this one, drain it, and then it turns that one red, and that one red.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could hit that one. And
Right.
This is red. Let's see. Okay, well, that's the problem. This is red. Those are red. Because if you hit that, it's going to turn green again, then you're stuck. You would have to hit this one, turn it green. Wait, drain it, turn that green. That's still red, right? And then you hit that one, flip that one red, then you get that one. So then you just have these. I think that works, right? You drain that one, that turns red. Drain that one, it flips that, and you drain that one.
Okay, go ahead and give it a shot. So you're draining that?
Draining that one. And we said,
Yeah, he's doing it.
okay.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, that one.
drain that one. And those turn red.
And you would drain the lone one safely, right? Like that guy.
This one, yeah.
Just because it wouldn't affect the other ones, right?
Right.
And then, I think you have to do that one to turn that one green, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
And then that one. And what did we say?
Okay, hang on. So, if you do that one, it'll turn that one red. But then that would turn that back to green once you hit that. Oh, crap. I don't know. I guess I screwed up. So that would turn, yeah, see, that's the problem with them being adjacent like that.
It only turns what's adjacent to the one you turn, though. So, like, if you drain that one, it'll turn that one red.
Right. Yeah, but then we got two reds there, so if we hit either one, it's going to turn the other one green. I think we're screwed. I think we're in a pickle. Because either way, I mean, if you hit that one first, it's going to turn it red, and then you've still got two red adjacent. Yeah, I think we screwed up. We got all but one.
Okay, drain that one.
Okay. So at this point, this thing is telling you one more shot.
Oh, okay. Yes, something has to change over there already because it's.
So,
So So drain, right, and then red. Drain that one safely. Drain, and then those. Oh no, we can't do that. So let's go to green. So we drain that one. That goes to green. Drain that one. That goes to red. Get rid of that one. That's red already. And then. And so something over here has to get changed to start, right? So. Because that would be red, green, red. If you did it like that. So, now it flips. And now they both go to green. So.
Well, if we flip this one to green to start,
yeah,
won't
I
that?
think that would work. Well, let's go through it. Okay, so drain that. Both become red. Drain that one. So this is red. So we would drain that one, and that would go to green. Drain that one to go back to red. So those would be red. Drain it. So we would have red. Yeah, and if that were green, so it would be red, green, green. So we'd go red, that would flip. And then we drain it, and that would flip. Now, see, I don't know. How do we do that? I don't know.
So wait, so this one was red.
It would be red, yeah.
So if we drain it,
that would flip to red.
This would flip to red.
Right. Oh,
Okay,
that would be
this
green.
would be green.
That would be green, and then we drain that. That would flip to red. But then it would flip this last one, right? When we drain it, it would flip that last one.
Or we don't start with one. We drain this one. This flips to green.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the way to do it, huh? So
We don't change anything.
Don't change
and
anything.
We start with this one and then go to
okay,
the right.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start here.
So that would flip to green, yeah. And then go over there and do it.
Okay. Then we said drain this one and those two turn red,
Yeah,
right?
right? Yeah. So
And
we could
then
say
drain that one.
Right. And then we would drain that one, yeah. And then we would drain that one, yeah. And then we're going to drain that one, so maybe we'll... Yeah. Is this right? Because then you would drain that would go red, and then drain that would go red. Yep, that's it.
So that's what you're gonna do.
Mm-hmm. Well played.
All right.
Oh my God! It's a tiny little wine cellar.
So, within this small room are dozens of empty shelves along all the walls. Each custom carved to fit a wine bottle. One single slot is filled with a dusty bottle.
Okay, who wants to grab it?
Go ahead. You're
Okay.
You have a steadier hand.
I'm gonna inspect everything closer first.
Okay, roll a perception.
11. 12, I mean.
12. You're what, checking out the shelves and all that stuff? So you lean down and you're looking at that dusty bottle. And you look and you see like piano wire attached to the brace that's holding the bottle. And you can see hinges on either side of the shelf that it's on. And the piano wire runs across and it holds on to a little latch on this side of the shelf.
So I'm gonna tell you to come take a look at it.
Okay, I'll go in there. Does it look like the latch? Does it look like the piano wire is holding? It's gonna when you pull the bottle, it's gonna pull something open, or it's holding something closed, or
You see it's holding, from looking at where she pointed
yeah.
and stuff and looking at it, you can see that it's keeping the bottle from falling and breaking.
So it's just holding the bottle in?
Yeah.
So removing the ball is not going to pull the wire and pull something, or I don't understand.
Do we have to unwind the wire first to release the bottle?
Yes. In a way, from what you're gathering, is that this is set up so that if you're not paying attention and you didn't notice that, in your head, you both get the idea, if we were to just pull this bottle, this whole thing would like, even barely touch it, would fall apart and the bottle would smash against the ground.
Oh, okay. So is there a way between the two of us, like one of us could kind of get our hands under the bottle and like another one could cut the piano wire?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
It's basically, yeah, you get the idea. It was a test. It was a last test
Right.
Are you paying attention?
Right. Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, yeah, you get that bottle. So you have the bottle.
We throw it on the ground.
Yeah, you smash it on the ground and flip off any weird.
Yeah.
That reminds me.
This, yeah. Well,
This fella,
what?
I forgot to roll about him.
What's going on?
Rat.
Another rat appeared?
Yeah.
Watching us?
Yeah, kind of sniffing
I'm
the
sure
air.
he's like a familiar or something. Maybe just step around him. I don't really want to squash him again.
Okay.
I'll let you hold on to the bottle because, like I say, you're less likely to break it.
Okay. So I have the bottle and
We'll
I think.
beat cheeks out here.
Okay.
Yep. So then that's it. You're leaving the room?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The whole hidden chamber, all that stuff?
Yep.
All right. So,
And I grab my
staff.
staff.
And the thing slams shuts and it locks the rat in there.
Ah.
So at this point, you are going to make your way back up then.
What's the plan?
So that's the end of it. You guys, so you go back up, you make your way back up, fight some spiders and stuff as you're getting back through the sewer, get back up. And you come up through the steps of the hole and you see that Travers is there. He sees that you have the wine. He says, "Master is most pleased. Follow." And you guys follow him back into the main hall. And you go in there and the chair's empty. And Travers walks past you and sets the wine on the table. And he takes his coat off and he sits on the throne. And then who you thought was Aldemir comes in and he says, "I apologize for the deception, but in this keep, you can never be sure who's going to be knocking on your door. And I had lost hope that anyone would answer the call." So now at this point, Lord Aldemir says, "Now we will discuss contract in terms of, length of time you'll work in the company. You've passed the test. We can stop here and then do whatever. Roll perception, both of you."
20.
Okay. So as this is happening and you're looking around the hall, you see some of like the royal portraits, the noble portraits. So you see...
The lady.
Yeah. You see this person.
Oh.
And then the music plays, and we fade to black.
Well, you didn't kill us.
No, I didn't.
That worked out.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want.
I didn't take any damage at all.
Yeah.
So.